The objectives for this video is to discuss Amazon and how it went from a garage business to making billions each year. We'll discuss Jeff Bezos and how he became the CEO, what he uses for motivation for his employees, whether or not they're doing it right, and we'll discuss Jeff's leadership.
In 1994, Jeff Bezos decided to quit his current job and went back to the house he was renting to start up Amazon in his garage. Since then, he's had explosive growth. Amazon has grown into an economic powerhouse, employing almost 650,000 employees. Last year, Amazon accumulated $238 billion in revenue. 2 million businesses sell goods through Amazon. They make up a total retail market of 5%, and 85% of drunk shoppers use Amazon.
Within Amazon, Jeff Bezos requires his employees to maintain high expectations and standards, to reach top performance through creative conflict. He also expects that if employees disagree, that they will own it, and that their expectations will align with that of the company's. Amazon has pioneered a new generation in leadership. In order to be successful as a leader in Amazon, it is expected that their leaders will obsess over customers, empower their people, make employees think like owners, and take risks.
According to Jeff Bezos, the only way he keeps Amazon successful is keeping up with research on customers and making sure that he's accommodating them all. That way he doesn't lose customers.
Jeff Bezos has been the CEO of Amazon since the beginning. We will discuss the innovations that have made Amazon what it is. Jeff Bezos has successfully created an organizational behavior that mimics his own. There is get big fast idea, his multiple paths to yes, in which ideas can come to fruition, and instilling cultural norms that mimic his own. Unfortunately, it is almost impossible to label Mr. Bezos with just one form of leadership style. He shows aspects of transformational, socialized, charismatic, goal-oriented, and situational. What is apparent, however, is that his leadership is normally based off of the situation at hand, and that he has a tendency to direct, not to teach. Most of his decisions are goal-oriented, however, there is no room for error. In 2015, Amazon's CEO was in the news for his treatment of his employees. When asked about this, Jeff Bezos responded that it may not work for everyone, but it works for Amazon. The single most important concept that Bezos has instilled in his employees is the idea that the customer is the most important aspect of the business. He has gone to great lengths to ensure that each employee understands their relationship. During an interview, Scott Bezos showed the extreme measures at which he was willing to go in order to ensure that his employees understood to the extent that they were reliant on the customer. When it comes to communication, Bezos uses rational power to persuade decisions of employees. He also has adopted a hybrid of face-to-face with the use of memos to facilitate discussions. He has outlawed PowerPoint as a presentation in an effort to increase interaction. Amazon uses the 2 pizza rule in determining the size of a small group task. Anything bigger than what 2 pizzas can feed is too big. This idea encourages group cohesiveness and discourages groupthink in the end. As was the case with leadership, Bezos uses 4 separate ways to motivate his employees: rational persuasion, expert power, reward power, and inspirational appeal. Though not always in line with current trends, Amazon consistently pushes its employees to do better, to push harder, and to be in line with the ideas of the company. Recently, Amazon was again in the news for taking an innovative approach and using a piece of software in a way that hadn't been previously done. After this attempt, several other companies wrote in requests to stop using the software in the way that it wasn't intended. It is no secret that Amazon is a difficult place to work for. So how does Amazon get 650,000 people to work for them across the globe? We will look at their pay and their benefits and how they motivate their employees. Like most other businesses, Amazon uses extrinsic rewards such as healthcare coverage, retirement, and bonuses to motivate its employees. They also take it a step further by engaging in public acknowledgement and notoriety amongst peers. In addition, Amazon offers a pretty significant pay average amongst its employees. They also offer to pay up to 95% of college tuition and offer additional support for those families with loved ones with disabilities. Recently, Bezos has taken an innovative approach at motivating his employees. He has offered his employees that can prove him wrong a reward to compensate them for their hard work. Amazingly, with all of this conflict, Amazon has been able to create a management team that has mimicked the ideas of its CEO. They have become the multi-billion-dollar company that they are today based off of Jeff Bezos' ideas. With Amazon being a multi-billion-dollar company, obviously Bezos is doing something right. We will look into each of these topics to determine what has been done well and what could use work and give recommendations on how to proceed. Amazon relies on competitiveness to drive its employees. While this is good in the short term, ultimately it leads to conflict. Matched with performance-based rewards, leads to animosity between employees and can cause many issues. As most of Bezos' motivational factors come from this idea of creative conflict, it poses the problem of creating so much conflict in the workplace that there is no longer a desire to function at the level required. Bezos clearly uses situational leadership to his advantage, and most of his employees are expected to be ready to lead in some form or another. However, this does not support those who are not ready, nor can they lead. When reviewing his path goal leadership, it was found that he tends to be very directive, however, supports his management team's decision. Furthermore, he looks at future goals rather than what is right in front of him to stay ahead of the game. It is very apparent to the outside world that Jeff Bezos fits into the idea of socialized charismatic leadership. He's very charismatic in front of directors and the public and is very customer-centered, and ultimately supports those that fit into his ideas. The first recommendation we would have for Amazon is to employ the Evelyn model in dealing with employees. The second would be to take a holistic approach to leadership and using servant and transformational type leadership going forward. Thank you for watching our video.